So basically, everyone, we are going to talk about system, and this is nothing but an extension of my yesterday's class. So where I was talking about Crew AI, right? Crew AI, so by which we are going to automate this entire ticketing system. And basically, if I'll talk about this project, so this project is pretty much important for not just one people, I would say for everyone, because in whatever industry you are going to work or in whatever domain you are going to contribute, so obviously this kind of a project is going to be pretty much like a handy, and all of you will end up using this kind of a project, or maybe end up developing this kind of a project to solve a modern day's problem in a modern way. I mean, like, problem is not a modern day, I would say problem is a very old problem, but yeah, so many companies are trying to, like, modernize it with the help of this agentic architecture, and that is something that we will be talking about. So we have two UI interface. So I'll be talking about this user UI interface, as well as I will be talking about this entire admin user interface, right? We have some real data as well. So I'll be talking about all of these things. And not just this, so we have a couple of architecture diagram with us, which I have designed for this project. So obviously I'll be talking about all of these architecture diagram one by one. And then obviously we'll try to talk about the entire code base, that how code base is going to move, and it will be very easy for all of us to configure and test this entire system end to end, I would say, right? So many things in our hand to discuss, and one by one. So yeah, we'll be talking about all of these things. Now, shall we start? Comment in chat box, basically. Yeah, okay, fine. So I would like to start with a small demo, and then I'll move into a database side and all those things I'll be talking about. So basically, the very first screen that you are able to see in my system is a user interface screen. So where any user can go and any user can try to raise a ticket. And again, so can I write a code with you? It's a 15,000 line of a code, by the way. So practically, no, I'll be sharing an entire code base. So when we talk about a project, that's the reason. So in my yesterday's class, I have already talked about a Crew AI in a step-by-step manner, that how you will be able to build an agent, how you will be able to build a task, how you will be able to give a context to a particular agent, and then how you are going to connect the entire crew, or you are going to build a final crew, and then how you are going to invoke those crews. So technically, this project is an extension of my yesterday's discussion that we have done. So now in a form of project, by the way. So this is my user interface. Let's take a demo, and then architecture, and then a code base. This is how we are going to progress. So here, if you will come to this user interface, so here you can come and you can try to raise a ticket. So maybe I can try to refresh this entire interface so that previous data will be gone, and then I will be able to show you the entire demo. Okay, so just wait for some time, because yeah, it is going to take maybe like a 10-second of time, because there is a real DB which has been integrated. So because of DB, so there is a latency. We are getting just a 10-second of latency, not more than that. So here we have a user interface, and any user can come over here and any user can raise their ticket. For example, so I'm a user and I'll come to this particular platform, and then I'll try to raise a ticket. So I'm going to give my name. I'm going to give my email ID, let's suppose sudh@gmail.com. I'm going to give my phone number over here, let's say, and then I'm going to give my issue title. So I can say that I am facing an issue with a video playback. So basically you are raising some sort of a ticket with respect to a Euron platform. And again, in any platform if you'll go, so obviously as per their platforms and as per the services that you are consuming, you will try to raise a ticket. Maybe you are working into a healthcare industry, you are working into maybe a aviation industry, you are working into a automobile industry, or maybe in any industry, right? Because in every industry you need this kind of a system, this kind of platform. So I'm facing an issue with video playback, and here, so I can try to give a detail about it. So I am not able to play a video in mobile as well as in a web platform. Help me out, right? So let's suppose this is the message, long or short, whatever you want. So you can try to mention over here. If you would like to choose a category, you can try to choose a category. Even if you're not going to choose a category, it's not going to be an issue. System is going to understand it. So maybe I can choose a category. I have given other categories as well, right? So I can try to choose a category and then I can try to click on submit ticket. Now, once you are going to submit a ticket, so what will happen? So our agent will start working on this one. So first of all, it is going to ingest your data set inside a DB. So whatever ticket that you are going to raise. So in some time, you will be able to see that my ticket will be available over here. So maybe after a refresh, I will be able to see my ticket inside my DB. Yeah, so I believe this is my ticket which I have raised just now. I am facing an issue with the video playback. So this was the message, and yeah, so this was my detailed message which I have given, and it is able to send this data into a DB. And as of now, ticket status is open. Severity system has not assigned so far, right? So all of these things agents are going to analyze. So all of these informations agent are going to analyze, and after analyzing this entire thing, so it is going to basically associate a ticket with a manager. So fine, so it has started working on this one, as you can see, and it is telling you, or it is showing you that I'm trying to create your ticket. Okay, so it is telling me that ticket created successfully, and your ticket number is basically this one. So it is going to assign you a ticket number, and then it will show you that AI agents are analyzing your ticket and assigning to a best manager. Now, when we talk about a manager, so in our system, this is my admin system, right? So password is going to be admin123, a very simple one, right? So here, if you will go into the admin system, you will be able to see a lot of information, and even information with respect to a ticket and what is going inside a ticket. All of those things you are going to observe it. So just wait for maybe like a 10-20 second, and you will be able to see that. And here, so agent is still analyzing the ticket. Can you tell me about a Neon DB? I think Neon DB we have used so many times in our previous class as well. So it's not a new one. Just a Postgres like a database. That's it. I mean, like you can say a SQL based database DB. Okay, so here this is my admin panel, right? And this is my user panel. So on a user side, so everything is gone, right? So I believe it is able to, do something with the tickets. I don't know what. I will try to check that out, that what it has done with respect to my ticket. Even on user side, so we have an option. So where whatever ticket I have raised so far, I will be able to see the status in this My Ticket tab. Now, we don't have to worry about this one as of now. So let's go inside the admin side. So here on admin side, so I have given you an option. So where you will be able to filter out the ticket. Open, assigned, in progress, resolved or closed, right? These are the status. Severity wise, P0, P1, P2, so this kind of a ticket. Manager wise, so there are a couple of managers over here. So Amit Patel, Anjali Singh, Priya Sarma, Rajesh Kumar, Vikram Reddy, and they are basically a different agent. They're behaving like a different agent, by the way. So ticket will be assigned to any one of these people. So that they are going to solve a ticket and they are going to respond back to the user saying that your ticket is closed. Now you can try to check your system and we are able to resolve your doubt, like whatever support ticket that you have raised for whatever purposes, basically. So here, this is my admin panel, and here beautifully I will be able to see that in total so far in my system for any of this incident, there are in total 5 tickets which has been raised. And in progress 5, resolved 0 so far. So as a manager, I will be able to see that, and average resolution days. So it depends upon resolution time and response time. It is going to do the calculation. Plus you will be able to see a beautiful graph. So if it is assigned, so it will show you assigned. So basically based on the status, right? So if it is open, it is going to show you open graph. If it is in progress, resolved or closed, so it is going to show you each and everything in a graphical format. And in total, how many tickets has been assigned? 5. Now, if you will come down, so ticket created in last 30 days. So today itself, we have a spin the system. So in total, there are only 5 tickets. Now, all these tickets I'm able to see, and all of these ticket numbers I'm able to see over here, right? A title, who was the user, what is the status, what is the severity, what is the priority, what is this to whom this ticket is been assigned, by the way, and when this ticket was actually created. So all of this information from my admin side, I will be able to see it. Now, so this user, right, this Danshu user have created one ticket, and immediately, without missing out or without even wasting a single minute of time, so within 30 to 40 seconds of time period, ticket will be routed to a particular person. This is how this system is working, and this is what a kind of a problem this system is trying to solve. So there is no intervention required in between user and a ticket assignment. So all of these managers, whether they are SRE, whether they are communication manager, whether they are quality assurance manager, whether they are support manager, so all of them are going to discuss, decide, and then automatically ticket will be assigned within just a 30-second to a particular person, that now you have to look into this particular ticket, you have to resolve it, right? Maybe I can try to check. So this is the ticket which I have raised. So I can try to copy this ticket, and then I can try to maybe check this ticket. So what is the status of this particular ticket which has been raised just now? And it's been done, by the way, right? So you will be able to see all the status. What is the process which has been done with respect to this particular ticket? So it is trying to pull all the data from a database, right? As you can see, it's running. And yeah, so user has raised this issue. I'm facing an issue with the video playback. This was a ticket number which was assigned. This was a description, and this was a category. This is what a description which I have given. So I'm not able to play a video in mobile as well as in a web platform. Help me out. So this was my message. Now what happened with this ticket, by the way? So this ticket status is assigned. That was the objective of the system. So automatically it should discuss with all the department. Let's suppose I have hundreds of departments, right? So automatically it should be able to, choose that particular department, decide that this ticket belongs to which particular department, and automatically it is supposed to assign. Severity is P1, priority is high, assign to whom? So assign to basically Rajesh Kumar, and here is a Rajesh Kumar, a mail ID which has been given to us basically, right? So assignment reason, so why this ticket is been assigned to Rajesh Kumar. So system is giving you this reason as well. Your agents are giving you this reason as well, Crew AI agent. So the SRE lead is an appropriate manager to handle this issue, as it is directly involves the performance and reliability of the content delivery network CDN. It was a video issue, right? So which is crucial for a video playback functionality. This manager has the expertise in infrastructure management, can analyze CDN configuration, logs, performance matrices, and necessary to solve the current playback failure. So this was the reason which my agent is giving. So why I have assigned this ticket to Rajesh Kumar. Maybe if I'm going to raise a ticket with respect to a payment, it will be assigned to someone else. Depends, right? Okay. Now, so if I have to close this ticket, so I can try to enter a reason, maybe like your ticket is resolved, and again I can send this back to the user. I have this close ticket option, I have resend mail option, and what kind of activity my agent have done in a backend. So all of these activity I'm able to see it. Time wise, so it's taking, I think, like a UST time as of now, default system time, not IST time. Maybe I'll have to change this one. Date is fine, date is today's date. It's 18th, which it is taking, and Crew agent started processing the ticket by system, ticket assigned to the Rajesh Kumar. This is the reason, and then process complete by system, ticket processing completed and assigned. And what agent have done internally. So in my studies class, we were able to see a lot of output in my console, right? Or maybe a final print I was able to see in my console. So I'm printing that as well. So what system has done internally, what kind of analysis system has done internally, so that I will be able to keep a check on agents, that if agent is not able to behave properly, then where I have to investigate, where I have to fine tune, where I have to change some sort of a configuration, or maybe change some sort of a prompt, system prompt, or maybe a user prompt. So all of these internal things which is been done by my agents, step by step manner, I'm able to see all of those logs as well. And yeah, these are the list of the managers. So who is Rajesh Kumar? Rajesh Kumar is basically SRE lead, and who takes care of this infrastructure. So any issue which will come with respect to infrastructure thing, it will be assigned to this particular person automatically. If there is a person inside, I can configure even in that manner, right? That break it down, assign this portion to this one to investigate or something. But yeah, so this was the whole idea behind this particular system, and I believe this idea is successfully implemented by the system. Now, as a user, if I'll come to my user portal, and if I would like to know that what happened with my tickets, so I can click on refresh, and maybe I can try to check over here that what happened with my ticket. So it is going to fetch the current information from a database, right? And then it is going to show me what happened with my ticket, or what is happening with my ticket so far. So just wait, it is fetching all the records from a database. Yeah. So, okay, now what happened? So for my ticket is assigned. This is ticket number, right? Priority is P1, priority is high. Assigned to whom? Assigned to Rajesh Kumar. So now my user knows that this ticket has been assigned to whom. And yeah, so when he has or she has created basically a ticket, and even on user side, so I'm showing this a small log that what happened to your ticket, and now ticket has been assigned. Now let's suppose if I'll come over here and if I'm going to close a ticket, right? Or maybe I can say that your issue is resolved. As of now, it's assigned, right? As of now, it's assigned. Now let's suppose if I'm going to say that your issue is resolved. Let's see what happens. So obviously it's a DB operation that we are trying to do. That's it. Agent has already done his task. Okay, so mark resolved. DB is a bit slow as I'm using a free instance of NeoDB. So if I'm going to increase this instance, obviously it is going to happen in a fraction of a second. It should not take more than like a millisecond of time, I would say. But yeah, so it is taking some time because of like, I'm using a free instance of a database. Okay, without even refreshing, I can come here. So sudh@gmail.com. So this was basically me. Let me check my tickets. So any user can come over here, any user can try to put up their email ID, and then they will be able to check what is the current status of the ticket. Okay. So now as I have marked it as a resolved, right? As I have marked this as a resolved. So now even on user side, so it is showing me that it has been resolved, and this is a resolution comment, right? So whatever resolution comment which I have passed or which was passed by Rajesh Kumar, who was like handling this particular ticket. So basically user is able to see it. And again, if user will be having some sort of a issue, so again user will be able to raise the ticket. Now, main part is not like this ticket resolution or something. So the main part is ticket assignment. We are trying to solve this particular problem because when someone is going to create a ticket, it goes through a multiple teams, multiple channels, and then that takes a lot of time to reach out to a end user or end person. So who is going to literally solve that particular issue. So this entire agentic system, this 5-6 agent that we have created over here. So this is where this agent comes into picture, and this agent is helping me out in terms of resolve or in terms of assigning this ticket in a fraction of second, and we are able to save a lot of time, we are able to save a lot of money, plus user happiness, right? At the end of the day, that is something which matters for any businesses out there. So if I'm going to assign a ticket to a correct team, to a correct person immediately, then obviously immediately that person will start looking into that issue. And yeah, so my user will be able to get some sort of a resolution. That's a whole idea of this entire platform, and properly this platform is working in the same manner. Yeah. Now let me take some like a question. Is there will be detailed documentation? Yeah, documentation is already there. So in a code base, you will be able to find out entire documentation. I'll be going through that in some time. So is there any time bound activity and reminder system? See, all this reminder system and then notification system and email system, you will be able to integrate after this. And even in this one, so I have given a template. So where you can just try to update your email ID and SMTP credentials. It is going to basically start sending emails as well to a user as well as to a lead. So that is already in place. But yeah, so if you would like to integrate these things with the Jira, you can try to integrate it. If you would like to integrate with the Slack, you will be able to integrate it. Everything can be automated because this is your system and it's under your control. As simple as that. Divyang Singh is saying, what if agent assign tickets to a wrong person with a wrong priority? Then how do we correct that? Do we need a human in loop? So see, first of all, I will not do that, right? I'll not start looking for a human. So first of all, I'll try to look into my agents. That should be my first approach. And again, before making this live to the entire organization, right? Before making this live to the entire organization, Obviously, I'll go through a lot of testing, right? With all the team, all the requirement, all the issues which people have raised in a past. I'll try to re-replicate the same. And obviously, I'll try to check. So in this manner, you will be able to mitigate 99%. Then whenever we try to use any kind of a ticketing system, so obviously we try to give an option to a like end user or end resolver that you can try to reassign or maybe shift this ticket or migrate this ticket to some other team, right? If there is a issue. So let's suppose Rajesh Kumar has received this ticket and it's not his task, let's suppose, right? So obviously Rajesh Kumar will be having an option that, okay, so shift this ticket to some different team, right? And then even raise an issue with respect to this agentic system. So whoever is managing this agentic system, because there will be a team, right, who is going to manage this agentic system, that your system has assigned a ticket to me, but it's wrong. So again, people will start looking into that. So basically, you can try to make this entire system 99% of time error proof. This is how much AI capable enough, I think, in like a today's environment. If it is obviously there is a possibility. It's a system, right? It's a code, piece of code, so which is working in a background. So there is a possibility, there is a chances that it will make a mistake. So we can try to introduce human in loop at that point of a time, maybe like in a different manner. Yeah. Okay. So will the agent automatically generates a step to the steps to recreate the errors, or user login the ticket has, or the user login the ticket has to, what is I'm not able to understand your question, Divyang, by the way. The second one, will the agent automatically generates a step to recreate the error, or user login the tickets has to mention? Still not able to understand. Maybe a bit clarification is required on your question side. Yeah. So now my graph has changed, and yeah, so out of like 5 tickets, I'm able to resolve 1 ticket. So 1 ticket is closed, and for me as a analyst or maybe as a manager, so I'll be happy that, okay, this ticket is closed and this is for me, by the way, right? So this is how this entire system is working. So this is basically a demo of this project. Now, one by one, let's go through the architecture part. So how this entire system is actually working. So here, if you will look into the code base side, so you will be able to see a couple of things. So there is something called as launcher, by which you are going to launch this entire application. Now, when you are going to launch this entire application, so I'm giving you 2 UI interface for this project, right? 2 UI interface basically. So one is basically a user interface, user UI interface. Another one is a admin interface. Code base is like a, separate for both of this. Now, so when user will come over here, right? When user will come over here, and when user will try to raise some sort of a new ticket, or there is a possibility that user will come to my platform and he or she would like to check what is the status of the ticket that he or she have already raised. So we have 2 flow, as you can see, right? One is going here and one is technically going here on this side. Why it is going here? The very first flow, let's suppose, and this is the second flow from the user side. So if user is going to raise a new ticket, so obviously it is going to hit my agentic system, right? It is going to hit my agentic system. So where we have a multiple agents in place, and then agent will start processing tickets with the help of this OpenAI. Obviously GPT we are using over here. And then we have configured SMTP server as well. So where you have to give your credential and it is going to notify the user that, okay, I have processed your ticket and your ticket has been now assigned in an assigned status, and user will be able to get his or her priority of the ticket as well, P0, P1 or P2, right? Okay. This is one of the flow. Now the another flow. So let's suppose I'm a user and I would like to know that what has happened with my ticket, right? With my previous ticket, which I have raised. So obviously, if you remember, so I have given you an option. So where you can just try to put your email ID and it is going to hit the database, right? Postgres, NeonDB, it is going to hit. And then it is going to pull all the requirements or pull all the information with respect to the ticket that you have raised, basically. So what is the status, who is the manager to whom this ticket has been assigned, and whether it's a closed, whether it's not closed, everything on ticket logs as well, that how my ticket has been processed. This is what I have shown you just now, right? On a second tab of user interface. So this is one flow, and then on another flow, I would say, which is a admin flow, right? Admin flow. So again, in case of admin flow, so here admin or anyone will be able to see, right? Anyone will be able to see that what ticket has been raised, by the way, right? to whom ticket is been assigned, what is a priority, plus graph and everything, right? Plus you will be able to do all the filtration. So again, admin flow is technically using this like a crew AI agent, what they have done, and to whom this ticket is been assigned, because that will be done by agents itself, right? And again, this flow starts from user interface. So this is where this entire things comes into picture. Now on application layer, we are using this configuration file. So where we are keeping all the context as of now, plus our email SMTP server detail, plus our key. And this is a database. So inside a database, so I have 6 different table, which I'll show you, right? And then like this is the email service. So this is just a configuration and what we are using over here. This is basically tables which is available inside my databases. So this is one of the flow, and overall I would say like architecture that we have. Now coming to the next one, basically UI process flow. So how this UI is going to flow in general. So for a user, by the way, right, and how this ticketing system is actually working. In this flow, you will be able to, in this architecture, you will be able to understand. So first of all, user will come where? So user will come to this platform and then they will try to submit the ticket, right? Once user is going to submit the ticket, so input will be validated and then basically get or create user. So if user is already available, then against that user, it will be marked. Otherwise, it is going to create a new record, right? New ticket record. Let's suppose that is done, and then it is going to log each and everything. So everything I'm logging, by the way, inside my database, so that even in future, anyone will be able to investigate. And then what will happen? So basically, right after like logging this entire information, what user has submitted basically, or whatever user have raised, so it is going to call this ticket processing system, and then this system is trying to call our entire crew. Inside my crew, so what an all crew member I have? So crew member wise, so I have a agent number 1, agent number 2, agent number 3, agent number 4, agent number 5. Same thing that I have discussed yesterday, nothing different basically, agent wise, right? So we already know, so how we try to build an agent, and yesterday from the scratch, we have built that agent, exactly same thing we are using over here, exactly same thing, right? So we have triage lead agent, we have a support analyst agent, we have a SRE analyst agent, we have a backend analyst agent, we have a tech lead agent. So all of these agents we have, and we have given a name to it today, right? A person name. So basically, if you will look into my database or my code base, you will be able to see that we have given a proper name to all of these agents. We are not calling them as an agent, we are calling them with the human name, right? Now, so once my ticket will go through, and again, I'm not doing a parallel processing, I'm doing a sequential processing. So my ticket will go through all of these. And what is a need of this? So basically, this will analyze the context and past incident. This will try to classify the ticket. This will try to do like analysis with respect to infrastructure, if that is a requirement of ticket. This is going to analyze a backend data and then synthesize the finding and recommend the manager. So this lead is going to finally, right, recommend a manager that this ticket should go to whom, right? So it's a basically sequential process we are doing. Same as yesterday. Yesterday we talked about it, right? That crew AI supports two kind of things. One is a sequential, one is a hierarchical, right? So we are using sequential, and for this kind of a task, it should go through the entire sequence. Means every lead has seen a ticket, by the way, and every lead is having their own comments and own feedback. Then finally, we are trying to generate a summary and we are giving to the lead, basically this guy, the last guy, right? Now this guy is going to decide that this ticket should go to whom, after getting feedback to everyone. It's simply like that whenever new ticket will come, let's suppose I have a 5 different team, it will go through all this team. Now all this team is going to add their feedback, right? All of this team is going to do the analysis basically, and then it will go to the team lead saying that okay, now you decide to whom this ticket should be assigned. And this is the same process we are trying to use it over here. And that's the reason, so I'm keeping it in a sequential manner, so that everyone's finding will go to the next one, and then finally the entire summary goes to the lead part. And then now lead is going to decide what to do next, means to whom ticket is supposed to be assigned. And then that decision will be taken by my lead after looking into all the summary from all the team, which it is able to inherit. So then this entire system altogether, this broader, like this one that you are able to see, going to decide, and then classification will be done, and then recommend the manager, assign the manager. And once manager will be assigned, right, once manager will be assigned, so they will be able to, get the email notification. They will be able to update the tickets saying that this ticket is closed, resolved, or whatever it is, right? So basically this is how this entire flow is going to happen. So is it fine with everyone, guys? Yeah, can I get some yes no questions or anything? What will happen if all the agents are busy with other tickets? See, it's a ticket assignment system. Whenever someone is going to raise it, I have to make sure that that ticket should go in someone's bucket. That's it. And then agent's task is going to be done. So even if 100 people are going to raise it, that's not an issue at all. So all these 100 flows are going to invoke the same line of like a channel that we have already established. Fine. Now, so this is something that it is doing in a backend. Then I have something in detail which I have created, right? Basically, that what this agent is doing. So basically, this is a agentic like architecture which I have created for all the agent, like SRE lead. I have given a name, backend lead, support, then QA lead, and then tech lead. Tech lead is basically Vikram Reddy. So who is going to take the final decision, right? So this is basically an architecture of the same 5 agents who is basically working. And in this architecture, I have just highlighted the importance, or you can say a role of each and every agent, so that when you will go through a revision, so you will be able to understand and how these agents are eventually connected. Like I said, it's connected in a sequential manner. So same thing I have defined over here. So this is all about the architecture and a flow of this entire system. And again, I will be sharing everything with you in your dashboard after the class. Now, coming to my database. So here I have a multiple table. So first of all, I have a user table, right? Where you will be able to see all the users and whoever is going to log in new or maybe old. So all this information you will be able to see. Then we have basically a ticket table. So if someone is going to raise a ticket, so you will be able to find a ticket number. You will be able to find out user ID. If it is a new user, then new user ID will be created. If it is an old user, then same ID will be used, by the way. Then whatever title that user has filled, whatever description user has filled, whatever category user has selected, even if user is not going to select the category, that's not an issue. System will be able to process it. Whatever severity which has been assigned, whatever status of the ticket, current ticket is. So as of now, status is basically resolved. Priority was high. Assigned manager ID. So you will be able to see. So this is how this entire process is going to technically work. Then we have a ticket log as well. So whatever happens during this entire processing, everything I'm capturing, everything, right? Everything I'm trying to capture over here. So whenever you are going to create a ticket and then processing will start and then ticket will be assigned or ticket will be resolved, everything I'm logging it, right? So that in a later stage, if I have to investigate that what has happened, where my system has failed, I will be able to see everything from my database itself, right? In a database, so all the data will be persisted and I can come and I can try to investigate on any of these particular issues. As simple as that. Now there is something called as past incident. I'm not keeping any data as of now. So what I'm doing, so there is a configuration file. Inside that, I'm trying to keep a past incident, just like yesterday. Yesterday I was trying to keep everything inside a JSON file and then one in a JSON variable. So I was trying to keep each and everything. So same thing I'm doing today as well. Now here we have a 5 manager and then their role is already defined over there. Their email ID and everything is there. What is their department? So even their department has been defined over here. And what is their expertise? So all of their department's expertise or their expertise is already mentioned. Are they active? Are they not active? Because there is a possibility that some people will be on leave. So maybe you can try to assign this ticket to someone else in real time, right? So again, you have to integrate with like a system, so which try to manage, leaves and everything. So yeah, this is something. And then agent results. So what agent have done so far, you will be able to find out everything even inside a log and even inside a databases. So that, like I said, in future, if you would like to investigate with respect to any given ticket, you will be able to investigate it and you will try to make your entire agentic system better and better. Till this point, fine everyone? Yeah, structure and then like architecture and then What is a process that we are following over here? What is the flow of this entire code base? Yeah. How is this different from a service now? I mean, like, it's not different. You can say, I mean, like, everyone is trying to, and there are so many software out there, right? There are so many tools out there. So which is offering you, or which is helping you out in terms of, give you this kind of a system, right? So basically it's a system that you are building for your company, for your team, as simple as that. And then on top of this, you can try to add as many features as you want. If you would like to integrate this with a Kanban board, a Jira board, integrate it. That's option is there. If you would like to integrate with the Slack or maybe Teams, you can try to integrate it. If you would like to integrate these things with the WhatsApp, you can try to integrate it, right? The core feature is a agentic feature. So where my agent is deciding, that's a core feature, that's a core idea. Around this, you can try to integrate anything or everything that you are using in your current environment. I'm trying to talk about this project so that in whatever industry you are working, in whatever like project you are working as of now, for whatever client you are working, right? Maybe you can try to write this down into your resume saying that I have built this kind of a system and this is the process which I have automated, and this process has saved this much amount of a time. You can try to mention that per team basis on like a per week. So it is trying to save maybe 100 hour, maybe 50 hour of time. It is saving basically like this much USD dollar because this was amount we used to spend across a team in just terms of finding out the right team, that ticket has been assigned to whom. So maybe you can try to talk about that as a USP of this entire project, and many more things around it, right? And plus users happiness index. So previously it was taking this much of time to assign the tickets and then finally resolve the ticket. Now we are able to do it just in this many number of minutes or hours. So this is the number of minutes or number of hours we were able to save. That's going to be the USP of this particular project. Making sense? How you will be able to talk about the USP of this project to anyone? And yeah, this is something that we are doing nowadays, right? Okay, now let's look into the code base part. So if you will look into the code base part, so this was the IP file that we have created yesterday, like I said. So this is something that we have already discussed, right? Yesterday, one by one, line by line, everything, that how we can create an agent. So it's the same code base, and based on this code base, this entire things has been done. Now, so I have given you not just this, I have given you a lot of like documentation as well. So if you will go through this one, architecture.md, which is already available inside this one. So you will be able to understand the system overview architecture diagram, which I have already shown you, right? Each and everything from here, API configuration and everything. So here, system overview. So Euron support is a AI powered ticket. I'm just giving you a pointer to write into your resume, by the way. And for that, documentation is done, right? Because I know this is going to be very, very important for many of us, right? So Euron support is an AI powered ticket resolution system that automatically process a customer support ticket, classify them, assign them to the appropriate manager using a Crew AI agent. That's the whole motto of this entire system. What is the key feature? So key feature is AI powered processing. So 5 specialized Crew AI agent just to analyze the ticket, or you can say 5 specialized team, or maybe you can say that I'm dissolving the entire 5 team and then just with the help of agent, I'm automating their entire processes. Automatic assignment, so intelligent manager assignment based on the ticket analysis. Then production ready database on Neon we are hosting. Real-time analytics, so comprehensive metrics and visualization we are able to see. Past incident learning, so it is trying to learn even from the past resolution or past ticket or whatever like a new release that we have done for a particular product, just like yesterday, right? And then email notifications, so automatic notification to the manager and a user, so that both will be notified, right? That what has happened to your ticket and what kind of a ticket has been assigned to you on this label. Now architecture wise, same thing I have shown you, right? So we have basically a user app, we have a admin app, we have a launcher script by which I will be able to launch these two things. And then it will get into the application layer. And then we have a database layer, a PostgreSQL we are using, where we have a tables called as user, ticket, manager, logs, agent result and past incident. Then we have a like AI processing, Crew AI agents over here in this place. And we have a triage lead, we have a support analyst, we have a SARI analyst, we have a backend analyst, we have a tech lead, right? And obviously we have given a name to these agents, human name to this particular agent. And then notification wise, so we are integrating notification and update SMTP email services. That's it. Postgres database wise, so yeah, so production ready cloud database we are using, ACID compliance and scalable architecture. So obviously Neon provides you that part, as simple as that. So whether you are handling one ticket, 1000 or maybe 1 million ticket, it is going to work, right? So as you are going to scale, obviously you have to increase the instances and change little bit of configuration, not more than that. Then now, so table wise, we have like a 6 table, right? User, ticket, manager, logs, agents, and a past incident. So how we have created the table? So inside a user table, we have a user ID, name, email, phone created at. So this is something that we are trying to maintain. Then inside a manager table, so ID, name, email, what is the role, right? SRE or something, department, expertise. So, and is active or not active or maybe on leave. So all these things we are trying to maintain over here. Then create table tickets. So this is the structure of the table. So inside ticket table, so we have a ticket ID, ticket number, user ID, whoever has raised, title, description, what is the category of the ticket, what is the severity, P0, P1, P2, what is the status of this ticket, so open, close or assigned or something. Then priority, assigned manager ID, assigned manager email, assignment reason, resolution if there is a resolution, then updated at, resolved at. So this is the structure of my basically ticket table that we have created. And then we have basically what? So we have a log where we are trying to, maintain and manage each and everything. So ID, ticket ID, action, performed by, detail in a text, metadata in a JSON format and created at, we are trying to store, we are trying to save. Then agent result. So whatever agent is going to perform or process. So ID, ticket, agent name, result, text, metadata created at. So yeah, this is basically a structure of this entire table that we have created. Now this is the file. So file system, like I said, so there are 15,000 line of a code inside only this project. And if I'm going to add more services, obviously code base is going to increase exponentially, right? Just a matter of fact that how many things I have to integrate, increase, and then what is the next refined flow I have to define, right? On fallback, obviously, I have to define. So code base wise, again, this is just for your like a future references, so that you can come and you can try to understand each and every file automatically. So there are database.py file, config.py file, agent.py file, ticket processor py file, and then email services py file. So we have designed this entire project in a complete modular fashion, so that whatever changes you have to do, just go in the particular file and then make a changes. Then you don't have to touch any other things, right? So complete modular coding is being followed over here. User interface. So this is the app we have for admin. This is the file that we have. Then launcher to launch it, right? And then there is a test file, so which is going to test it. Then we have a configuration wise requirement.txt file, so that in one shot, one go, you will be able to install all the dependency. Environment file, basically where you are keeping all those keys and configuration and SMTP email details. And then we have a documentation wise architecture and readme.md file, right? This was basically a reference one, by the way. This is the file that we have discussed already yesterday, right? So yeah, database py file wise, what it is doing, I have already mentioned. Configuration file, I have already mentioned. Agent file, what is doing, I have already mentioned. Ticket file, what is doing, I have already mentioned. So likewise, for every file, what it is doing, I have already mentioned. But yeah, I'm going to show you that part. We are even going to take a discussion on that part. So ticket submission flow, again, I'm going to repeating the same architecture part. So user submit a ticket via this application, a user interface, right? Validate the input field. So whether user has entered correct data or not. Create get user in database. So basically either it is going to create a user, or if it is an existing user with the email ID, it is going to refer, right? So it is going to update it with respect to the same email ID. Create ticket record status. So by default open. So whenever ticket will be created, and then once agent is going to process, then it will be done. So log ticket creation, then trigger a AI processing automatically once user is going to submit the ticket. Create a crew with a 5 agents. So we are spinning this crew. We are trying to invoke this particular crew. And then what agent 1 is going to do? Analyze context and past incident. What agent number 2 is going to do? So classify the ticket based on the severity, priority and category. Then what this agent number 3 is going to do? So analyze the infrastructure aspect, that whether in this ticket there is some infrastructure aspect or not. and everyone is trying to pass their output to the next agent because it's a sequential agent. This is how it is going to work. Yesterday I have already shown you, so what is coming from one agent and what is going inside the next agent. So same flow it is trying to follow over here. And then agent 4 backend analyst, so analyze a backend, data expect, and then there is a tech lead. So synthesize, finding and recommend a manager, that who is technically going to take this ticket, to whom this ticket will be assigned. That decision we are making on this label, right? So finally, this is going to be the job of lead. Extract a classification from the agent result, assign a manager based on recommendation, update a ticket with all of these, like one, send an email notification, send the confirmation email to the user. End of the story. Inside this agents, so what individual agent is doing, I have already mentioned that as well, which I have discussed multiple times since yesterday. So this is what agent is going to do. So in this file, this preview architecture file, so you will be able to see everything in very detail which has been mentioned, so that even in future, if you're trying to modify something, it is going to help you out. Not just that, there is a setup guide, and setup guide wise, you don't have to worry much, by the way. So simple, I'm going to share a code. Once I'm going to share a code, create a new environment, right? Activate that environment, whether you are using Mac, Linux, or maybe like a Windows machine. Install the dependency after getting into the environment. Once it is done, right? So then basically you have to update with your own OpenAI key. In my project, so I have already done that, and please update your own database URL, not mine. If you are using my database URL, then you will end up hitting my database. It will not go into your database. Plus email configuration wise, so I'm giving you all this option. So SMTP server, that's completely fine. So you just have to change your username and password, right? These two things you have to change. And once you are going to change, and plus from which email ID all the email will go, means from email ID, right? You have to, for example, everything should go through my email ID. So I can try to come and I can try to configure the admin dashboard that we have. So password for this admin dashboard is admin123, very simple, right? Over here, nothing much, right? Okay. So this is, and then you can try to like call this launcher.py file, so which is going to launch the entire application, and immediately it will end up creating all the databases for the very first time, right? So because all like not database, I would say database will be there based on the connection string that you are going to provide. So it is going to basically create all the tables, all 6 tables, it will end up creating automatically. So that process is also automated. You don't have to go and copy and paste create table command. If you want, you can do it. That's not an issue. But yeah, so this is what this launcher is going to do. And yeah, so this is option number 1. So where it is going to create a table, and then it is going to start both side of application, user as well as admin. If you would like to start it one by one, then streamlit run and then app.py file. So start one application at one port. You can change the port number. It's up to you. And then start admin application on another port. I've given one like a 8501 and 2, but you can try to use some other port as well. That's completely fine. Streamlit supports wide range of ports, by the way. So this is how you will be able to spin the entire application in no time, starting from environment setup till the final one. As simple as that. But yeah, do change your key and do change your database URL in a very first place. Like I said, otherwise you will end up doing each and everything with respect to my DB, and you will not be able to see any kind of a hits inside your DB. So this is another file. So after this architecture file, and then there is a readme, final readme file. So where you will be able to find out a conclusion. So Python wise 3.8 plus, Postgres database wise Neon, or if you don't want to use Neon, go ahead and use anything of your choice, Postgres database wise. And OpenAI key, so this is the prerequisite to start with this particular project. Installation, I have already talked about it, right? Feature, so this is just an overall documentation you will be able to find out. Plus I'm going to share architecture diagram as well, right? And who is the manager? So I have mentioned that as well with the name. So Rajesh Kumar SRE lead, Priya Sharma backend lead, Amit Patel support manager, Anjali Singh QL lead, Vikram Reddy tech lead. So I have mentioned all the like a Indian team name as well. So let's suppose we are solving this problem for one of the Indian customer, right? So this is what you will be able to find out and build with CrewAI, Streamlit and Postgres SQL. So this documentation is pretty much designed, architecture or setup or like a readme in such a way that it is going to help you out even in future. So maybe if you don't want to watch the lecture again. So in that case, yeah, your own API key will work. Exactly, it is going to work. Your API key, right? Always it is going to work. Can I use this Hugging Face? I mean, like you are saying, instead of using this OpenAI, you would like to use LLM from Hugging Face. Yes, you can try to use it. I mean, like there is no bottleneck with that. Okay, so this is the structure. So far, any question before getting into a code base? How much approx cost for this complete setup basic with the 100 user? We want to create all this by using a Azure. So you are saying that you would like to deploy this on Azure instance. This is what you're trying to say, right, Subham? Yeah. I mean, it will not cost you. I think with the free credit of Azure itself, it can be done. Yeah. For 100 user, if I'll talk about. Can we deploy this using Azure Web App Services? Yeah, you can do that. Yes. Do we have any tool and MCP server? Not in this one. In future, we have a MCP chapter. So far, I have not discussed MCP in your class. By incorporating this agent, how much cost we can save? Let's say we have, okay, let's talk about this. Let me open it once again. So let's say we have these like a 5 people, right? And all of these people are basically a lead in their own segment. So, at the end of the day, they take a decision for their department. And then people, from their department are going to solve the actual issue, right? Maybe a junior developer is going to solve a particular issue and they are going to investigate, replicate this particular issues. So technically, if you are removing this entire lead layer, right, who just handles a support ticket, nothing else, right, who just try to support. So now you can try to do a math with respect to their salary. That is something that you are saving upfront. Part number 1. Part number 2, time, right? Part number 3, user happiness. So you're not saving just money directly, but yeah, you are saving a lot of other things as well. But yes, if I'll talk about just money, so again, it's not just a direct salary, right? To keep those team, obviously you have to give a system, you have to give a sitting arrangement, a lot of things, right? A lot of things. Now to manage that particular team or that many number of people, there will be a HR department. So obviously some fraction of time or money or investment is coming even from there, from finance department, a lot of things, right? When there is a company, there is a system. So obviously lot of things comes in between. So if you're just going to calculate direct salary, now you tell me guys, how much we will be able to save in a year? Yeah. So how much will be able to save? Any idea? Yeah, recruitment cost, a lot of things, right? If you are trying to involve a human, then obviously a lot of other cost comes into picture. Kisla is asking me, SMTP server is for Gmail, but for Outlook, what option we have? See, there is something called as SMTP is a protocol, right? Simple mail transfer protocol. That's a full form of SMTP. Yeah. So basically, if I'm using Outlook, so Microsoft is also having their own SMTP server. So same user ID password, change it. Maybe a little bit of SMTP server name is going to be smtp.office365.com. So that's it. They also support the same thing. Minimum 20 lakh. I mean, like 20 lakh is the salary of one lead, or maybe like 30, 40 lakh will be a salary of one single lead. So yeah. And again, there is a possibility to scale this entire system, right? On till any level. So I'm just talking about like a team who is going to solve maybe like a 200, 300 ticket on a monthly basis, maybe 10 ticket on a daily basis, right? That will be my average. If number of ticket is going to increase, number of division, number of processes is going to increase. So obviously there will be more and more ticket, maybe like a thousands of ticket just for one single team. So just think how much we are optimizing. For diagram, you have used UX Pilot or Eraser. No, not a UX Pilot. It's actually eraser.io for diagram. UX.pilot is for like a UI designing. He's telling monthly. Okay, then it makes sense. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now let's get into the code part. So a code part, like I said, basically, let me open up this this architecture document. Now, just try to follow from this side. Yeah. So core application file, I have already mentioned inside the architecture document, so that you should not get like missed with all these files that we have. And again, so you can keep track of all this file, how this file has been created, how modular coding has been done. So here we have something called as database.py file. So first of all, what this file is trying to do, so database operation, by the way, so all this like operation that we have written. So let's get into a database.py file. Now, if you will go into this particular py file, so we are trying to initialize a database, and whenever this will be executed, it is going to create a table automatically. So all this create table command is already mentioned. If you are going to increase more and more number of tables, you can try to accommodate here itself. And one by one, as you can see, it's just a create table command that we have given, and it is going to execute it. Once it's done, then I'm going to basically insert some of the record inside my manager DB, saying that, okay, these are the managers and these are their roles, and these are their department or division, these are their expertise, and try to mention it. So, okay, it will be done. Yeah. And same thing, we are like then we have a different function, a get function. So get user by email ID, so that whenever someone is going to search by email ID, I will be able to get that part. Get user by ticket ID. So yeah, we have that query as well. So as you can see, just a SQL query which we are finding in a backend, nothing much, with the help of Python command, Python code. Create ticket. So for creating a ticket, so these are just a DB operation that we have written inside my database.py file. If you'll go and study this one, so everywhere you will be able to find out select, and then before that insert, and before that create. So create, insert, and then select basically, and then update. Yeah, then we have a update. So this is how this entire DB file is written, and which is not a rocket science, right? We have already seen this kind of operation multiple times, even in past, in this class as well, because we have been using DB, I believe, since like second or third class, right? Even we have used a Neon DB, even we have used a lot of like basically in RAG applications, we have already seen a lot of vector DB as well. I think 4 or 5 vector database we have seen so far. So we are doing just a DB operation in this particular place, nothing much. So no need to like focus more on this one. We are not doing anything in terms of AI over here. This is what database.py file comes into picture. The second most important file is basically a configuration file. Again, let's go to that file. So config file. Now inside a config file, so we are trying to basically call our OpenAI API key. We are trying to set our LLM model. So if you would like to use some different LLM model, you can try to use it with the same API key. SMTP server, port number, username, password, and email, all these things we are trying to set over here, plus database URL. Again, from where my database URL is coming, I believe I have shown you multiple times, but let me show you once again if you want, right? From where you will get a database URL. So I can come here, I can click on new project, I can try to give a project name. So test something, right, and create. So then you are into this new project, and inside this project, you will be able to get a connect button, click on connect, and then just copy this snippet. Just click on this copy snippet, just follow my cursor, and then this is going to give you the complete URL. This is the URL, but when you are going to click on this copy snippet, it is going to show you even your authentication password, basically, right? So this is a place from where we are able to get our Neon DB connection. Again, if you are going to use some other DB, so every DB try to follow a connection string, user ID and password. That's a core fundamentals of any kind of a database that you will end up connecting. Same thing you have to do even over here, or even if you are going to change it. Now, so here there is a context. So I'm not trying to insert my context into my database. I was not able to get a time to build a code for this one. So I'm just trying to keep a context in my simple JSON file as of now, right? Although I have created a table, if you remember, I have shown you there is a table which is available, but as of now I'm trying to keep all the context here. And even yesterday when I was trying to show you this demo, so I was trying to keep all this context inside my Jupyter notebook file. So same thing I'm trying to do even over here. I'm keeping all this context so that system is going to refer all the time. Admin password, so basically admin portal password if someone has to log in, and then SMTP port number. So we are trying to mention over here by default port. If you would like to change, you can change it. Now, this is the second most important file. The third most important file, which we have already discussed, is called as agentic file, where I am trying to create my 5 agents, or crew you can say. So let's go into that file, crew.ai file. Sorry, not this IPYNB. Crew. It's a agents.py file. Yeah. Now come over here. Yesterday what we have done, let me open up that as well. So yesterday in this IPYNB file, what we have done technically, so we have given the context, same context I'm using there, right? Nothing different. Then we have basically created a LLM instance so that I will be able to give a power of LLM to all the agents, right? Then one by one, I have started creating the agent. So same number of agent and same kind of agent I'm trying to use even in this particular project. I have not changed anything. So yesterday I already told you that it's an extension of the previous project. So yeah, it is basically extension of the previous project. And this is something that we have already discussed. This is something that we have already talked about, where we have seen that how to create an agent one by one as per the purpose, right? As per the flow that I have to create it. So same thing you will be able to find out even over here. So create agent. So agent number 1, this client lead. Support analyst, I'm trying to create with the same role, goal, backstory, LLM, verbose, everything is same. SRE infra, backend analyst, QA lead. So technically I have copy and pasted the same agentic code in this particular agent.py file, right? And as a whole, this function is going to return all this agent. So just call one function and then all these 5 agents will be returned all together. Now create a ticket processing crew. So here I'm just trying to create this entire things with a parameterization, obviously date, summary, category, severity, because I have to log into my database as well, right? So a couple of more and then here I'm trying to call my context and then I'm trying to add it. Then the next part that we have done yesterday was a task creation. Task wise also I have just copy and pasted the same thing. So a particular task will be performed by a particular agents, right? So same thing, just I have copy pasted with a context, obviously, from the previous one. So again, task number 0, task number 1, task number 2, SRE, right? Then task number 3 from backend, task number 4, a tech lead, action plan, right? And then I'm trying to combine all of these, right? And I'm creating a crew, just like yesterday, right? So I have not done anything technically different for this agent.py file. I'm just trying to keep everything in one single function and calling the same thing. The way I was trying to build an agent, the way I was trying to create a task in my yesterday's session. So same thing is been used, and finally it is going to return the crew, right? Crew. That's it in this one. So this is another file that you have to follow along. Then ticket processor. So basically how ticket will be processed, what should be the logic. So that is basically written inside this ticket processor.py file, which is a new file, which was not there yesterday. So let me open up this ticket processor.py file, right? So basically ticket processing service with the automatic assignment using a crew AI. So my crew will be able to analyze each and everything, right? So first of all, it is going to fetch a ticket ID, and then once it is going to fetch the ticket ID, so add a ticket log, and then create a ticket processing crew. So technically it is trying to pass a ticket detail and then calling crew.kickoff. So this file is technically trying to invoke my agents that I have created inside my agent.py file. And once this crew will kick off, once it is going to give a result, so we are trying to call save agent result, and we are trying to save a particular result. We are trying to extract the classification, we are trying to extract the assignment information, and then finally we are trying to call a update. That okay, fine. So update the user, update the databases, as simple as that. So yeah, this is what a ticket processing unit is doing. Then it is trying to call some email services as well. So I'm just leaving this up to you. Try to go through this once, right? Lot of code you will be able to see, but yeah, like it's basically like a coding structure that we have like followed with all the standardization. Then the next is which I have not configured, by the way, email service.py file. So I have just created a template for this one, but not configured. Just I'm just one step away from this. So email service.py file. So which is eventually going to send a email. So email service.py file, which is trying to take all your credentials. So SMTP server, port, user ID, password, and email from. You just have to update these three things. If you are using Gmail, because for Gmail, this SMTP server name is given. If you are using something apart from Gmail, so give that server name, and then you can try to give a user ID password for that particular server. So this service is going to basically send an email. So, and then again, there is a send ticket assignment notification to the user. So where it is going to mention ticket detail, ticket number, title, severity, priority, each and everything, right? Each and everything. And then in a beautiful like a HTML format, it is going to do this entire things to the user or to anyone, by the way. So this is a email service which is in place, which is working. And this is the only important core file. Apart from this, there are only like two other important file you can say. There is a user.app file, which is basically a UI interface. On click, it is trying to call the backend. And then again, this is a UI file. On click, it is trying to call the backend system that we already have in place. So now, shall we configure email as well, guys? Shall I show you like how email will be sent? Yeah. Okay, let's do it then. SMTP server configuration, right? Okay. I have already done that multiple times in a previous like a many batches, even in 1.0. So we have like done that. So let's go to configuration file, and inside this configuration, not configuration, env file, configuration will be able to pull everything from there itself. So SMTP server is set, port number is set. Let me do this. I have to give my email ID. So let me give email ID sudhnshu at the rate Euron.1. It's a Gmail based email system we are using. SMTP password and email I have, sorry, username and email from. So Sudhanshu at the rate Euron.1. Okay. And password I have to obtain. So let me configure the password for this one. My email configuration. So let me set up my Gmail, guys. It will not take more than I believe 5 minutes of time for me. So I'm just pinging you a link. So you can follow the same link so that you will be able to do a setup. Some of my screen I won't be able to show you because of a security reason where I'm trying to enter my password. But yeah, so just go to this link I have given to you, and from here, so you can try to switch on your two-factor authentication. So if you have not, because that is going to be mandatory, and then once you are going to like switch on your like this one, then I'll tell you the next step. Then you can technically go to this link. So once you are going to switch on your basically two-factor authentication, then this is the link. Okay, so someone is saying that link URL is not working. So this is the URL I have pinged you. The second one is basically a first one. So you have to enable the two-step authentication, and then you have to go to this app password. So once you will go to your app password, so it is going to show you screen something like this, right? So where you can try to give your app name, right? You can try to give any app name over here, and then you can try to click on create, and then it is going to basically give you the password. Click on done. So basically this app name has been created. In a later stage, if I'm going to delete it, you will not be able to use my authentication or my password. So let me go there, and SMTP username, let's suppose test I'm going to give, and my app password. So here is my app password. There will be a space, remove it, and then keep it here. Yeah. So Control S. So this is the only step which is required, by the way. Apart from that, nothing is required. Two link I have given to you. This is the simplest one. There is another approach as well for this, configuring the email, and which you can try to do it from your a Google Cloud platform or Google Admin. From there, you can try to do it. But yeah, this is the simplest one. Setting up the SMTP server. So I hope this URL is working. I believe the URL which I have pinned you guys, everyone, all of you are able to set your like a two-step verification, and if verification is done, then you can directly click on the first link, the app password. Done? Generated, everyone? Okay. So if you have generated that, then just go to your like environment file. I mean, like you have to go to, I mean, like when I'm going to share the code, right? So just you have to go there, and then you have to like give your username and the password over here and the email from. So from like whatever email ID you would like to send the email. So maybe in between, just try to generate the email. And again, you can try to use the same procedure in any other application. Where is saying in past without it mail can send. I mean, like there is another process. There is a as well. I'm just testing my mail system. It's breaking somewhere in between. Let me check what is the issue. OpenAI key issue. Why? I have already provided OpenAI key. Five zero two. Okay, so let me check my mail. So let me raise a ticket once again, SUDH, and my mail ID for user raising a ticket is SUDHANSHU at the rate Euron.1, which is my real mail ID. Let me give some phone numbers over here. Issue. So basically, maybe like my mobile app, or I am facing issue with a payment. I am not able to make a payment on platform and not able to get an access of course. Let's suppose category payment, submit ticket. Okay, so it seems it's working basically. So this was my this was my email ID from where I was trying to send it, right? So basically, new ticket assigned, and this is us from email ID, and it has sent a mail to Sudhanshu at the rate Euron.1, which is the user's mail ID. So new ticket assigned, and yeah, this is something which I am able to see, and on my other email ID, I'm able to see this information. So your ticket status has been updated. A ticket number is basically this one. I'm facing an issue with this. Status is still open. Your ticket has been received and being reviewed. So automatically user is able to. I was a user, right? So I have configured one account as a company account, let's suppose, and then another account is basically a user account. So whatever mail ID user has passed, so now system is able to send a mail automatically saying that dear Sudh, so your ticket status has been updated, this, and yeah. So if I'm going to change the status of my ticket, let me log in into admin. So I have started receiving the communication, by the way. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so total open ticket, resolved ticket, assigned ticket. Now let me check my recent tickets. I'm facing issue with the payments. So let's see. So what is the status of this ticket? And let me change some status. Maybe as a resolved, I can try to mark. As of now, it's opened. And still agent is working in a background. Okay, so it seems like there is some issue with my agent and maybe agent is not processing. Let's check the email system first. Error processing ticket, OpenAI key is required. Please set it in your .env file. Okay, so this is the issue. It is not able to read my OpenAI key, but OpenAI key is something which I have already provided. So this time, what has happened? OpenAI key, there was some confusion. I think by mistake I have placed capital A in a last. Let me check my key. No, there is a capital A here because this key was working. So I'll check. Let me copy my key. Let me ask AI to resolve it quickly. Yeah, quickly it will be fixed. Because in config OpenAI key fine, and this is my environment name. Yeah, so it is must be able to read it. Environment example. If it is looking for a key from here, but no. Colon is missing. No, that is not missing. It's a correct format actually. A is missing in last. No, I think capital A is there. So key is fine. I have already checked. So I have already saved a key in my notebook as well. And yeah, all this key is fine, working, operational. It's AA. No, it's a single A by the way. Just a minute. It was working right. So we have already tested it. So agent was able to invoke the key just because I have changed my like ID or credential inside my environment file. So I think so. SCDH SHU Euron.1 some phone number facing issue with not able to get an access of course even after making a payment. Okay, category payment. Now raise the ticket. Okay, so ticket created successfully. This time agent is invoked. Yeah, so agent is invoked. Now I'll go and I'll try to check my email as well in some time. Total 7 tickets. Yeah, so now it has sent a mail. to Rajesh Kumar, to a manager as well, right? Saying that, dear Rajesh Kumar, a new ticket has been assigned to you for a resolution. This is a ticket ID, severity issue, this one, facing issue with the payment. Description, not able to get an access of a course even after making a payment. Assignment reason, so SRE lead, and this. So yeah, I mean, like, mail system is working properly, and it is able to communicate even to the user that, dear Sudhanshu, your ticket status has been updated. So ticket facing issue with the payment status is basically open. So yeah, so it is able to, like, send a mail to user, as well as it is able to notify to the respective manager. So whoever is going to handle this particular, like, ticket. Now, so let me change the status, and again, so we are just testing the mail system. That's it. Okay, so inter resolution, so it's closed, marked resolved. Okay, ticket marked as resolved, and immediately I have received the mail. So this was a ticket, and it has been notified to me that your ticket has been updated. Title this status is basically resolved. Your ticket has been resolved. A comment basically. So resolution, it's closed. So yeah, my ticket system, my entire mail system for lead, and even for a user, is working well. So my agentic system is able to, like, assign the task. So I just have to check one more thing. So, like, for every issue, it is going to assign to Rajesh Kumar, or it is going to choose someone else as well. So that is basically agentic system issue, right? I just have to modify a code little bit, and maybe even in my prompt, basically the agent that I have created. So in my prompt, I can simply specify if it is not working the way I am looking for. So in that case, I can simply specify that a payment related issue sent to this particular user or this particular team. Like a video related issue sent to this particular team. So basically, it's just a prompt I have to modify, and then accordingly it will start assigning it. But yeah, looks like the entire system, for whatever was the purpose to, design this entire system. So it's, this system is working as per the expectation, and yeah, it is able to resolve, and even my manager will be able to see some sort of a update over here in a graphical format, that total target, raised, and then open, and then in progress, and then resolve, and then average resolution time. Plus, he or she will be able to see some sort of a graph as well. So which is going to make everyone's life very, very easy. So that's explanation and overview about the project. So how ticket number is generated. So basically, ticket number, so first name is Euron. That is something that we have given, and then you will be able to find out a date. So let me show you the hierarchy. For that, very simple logic we have written, right? So basically, like a Euron, and then you will be able to find out like a particular date. So 18/01/2026, right? Everywhere, all this ticket has been raised today, and then we are using time, and then some random, some like numbers we are using randomly. This is looking similar to the desktop was raise IT team and someone from IT resolve it. And this is also automated by Microsoft. Almost every organization has automated it by using their own internal solution or by using someone else's solution, right? And again, this is the same project which we have discussed over here. And that is the reason you can try to mention this project into your resume. That you can say that I have worked in such projects. Basically, you can try to come with some sort of an enhancement over here. You can try to add maybe a Jira in this one now. You can try to add maybe a Slack, maybe a Teams over here now, Microsoft Team, right? So there are like infinite number of possibility, because these kind of a systems comes with a lot of features basically. Then fallback mechanism. Then you can try to, associate a same kind of a system with the HRMS system. So if someone is on leave, they have marked some like as a leave or availability timing, right? Maybe if team is working in shift, right, 8 hour, 8 hour, and 8 hour. So again, we can try to like configure that with the system, so which is trying to manage and maintain the roster. Generally, we try to create a roster for this one, right? So manage and maintain with the roster. So it is not going to assign to a person. So basically, it is going to assign to a person who will be available in a roster from a particular team. So lot around this can be done basically, but the core part is agentic operation. We can develop a chatbot with a knowledge base that will first try to help the customer before raising a ticket. Yeah, that is another flow. Basically, that is another flow. So maybe the interface that we have created for raising a ticket, this interface itself can come into a chat interface. So first of all, it will try to give an answer, right? Based on the RAG, based on the knowledge base, based on the database that you have, and again over there we can try to create a agentic RAG kind of a system. And once it will not be able to resolve, then we can give an option to a user. Immediately we can pop up one like a small like icon or tab. User can click over there and then just raise a ticket, and then ticket will go to this. So this system actually talks about just a ticket resolution. That's it. Before this, after this, between this, you can try to add multiple things. And you can simply say that yes, I have worked in such kind of a system for my client or maybe for my company product itself. Is it making sense, guys, to all of us? Yeah. Now you can migrate it to the cloud. Yeah. Well, it's saying, have you, here you have created a many agents or many tasks every time you are calling invoking LLM model. So every time cost increases as we call LLM model. Right now, there are very few tokens you are using, but sometimes token size may increase from 5K to 10K. Also, if average token size of each entity is 5K, and if we are calling LLM model, how to optimize the cost whenever we are using a agentic AI system. So basically, one part is from a memory, right? So that, it is not going to burn your token every time in terms of, so as of now, it is not going to use much of token. So if I'll go and check my admin dashboard of my OpenAI, so I will be able to see that it is not burning much of token, by the way. But yeah, if you are looking for token optimization, so maybe go ahead with the more context, more memory. For a repetitive task, it will not burn the token. For a new task, so maybe it will try to like use it. Okay, so fine. You can try to build a story around it, and what I will do maybe I can do it now. So I can try to share the code base with all of you so that all of you can try to do a setup right after the class. Setup guidelines is very simple. Configure the Python environment, but before that, let me remove some of my credential, because everywhere it's my credential which has been given, which is not good for me. Okay, so I'm updating this resource, guys, in my 17th Jan, which is my yesterday's lecture. So you will be able to find out a code in this one. And once I'm going to update recording for today, so even in today's session, you will be able to find out the resources. Yeah. So for now, you can go into yesterday's session and then you can download a code. So yeah, it's been updated. So maybe you can go to your batch, Gen AI certification 2.0, and then this is a 17th Jan Crew AI lecture. And then if you are going to click on resource, so we have two resources, one from yesterday, and this is from today. Click, and then in a fraction of second, you will be able to download it. So entire code base is already available now inside your platform. And I have removed my credentials, so you have to use like your credential over there so that you will be able to test it and you will be able to go through the entire workflow. So now question, guys. So any question for me? Anyone? Yeah, you can raise your hand or maybe you can try to ping me in a chat if you have any question. Okay, Ganesh, go ahead with the question. Yeah, Ganesh, I'm audible to you. Hello. I'm audible to everyone, guys. Okay, yeah, I'm audible. So maybe Ganesh is not able to hear me out. Okay, fine. So any other question, guys, for me? So please put those question inside a group. How is the project, by the way? Shall we discuss more such kind of a project, or shall we just go and discuss like a regular stuff? Yeah. So in the beginning of this entire session, when I was taking an induction session, so I told you that during this entire session, I'll be talking about a lot of project, which is technically not a part of your syllabus, but yeah, I keep on introducing this new project. And in every batch, if you'll go and check the previous one, right, uh, completely like different kind of a project I have discussed there, and this is a different kind of a project. So I will always come up with. So if you'll go and check a Crua lecture from the previous one, there is a project which has been discussed in Crua section, but it was a different one. So here is a different one. So now you have a multiple options basically. So you can just go through it and then you can get a lot of knowledge and basically like business use cases. This is good. We have a practical knowledge also. Yes, we need to discuss more projects. Yeah, that I'll do for sure. So almost in every section. Now, coming to the next part, guys. So the next part or next weekend, let's talk about a agenda. So let me go through your syllabus. Um, Gen AI 2.0 and Crew AI we have discussed, let's suppose, right? So real project using Crew AI, I am able to discuss that part. So next is N8N automation. So I was thinking of calling basically a Dhruv in this class. Shall we go ahead and call him for taking this next weekend of lecture for N8N? Those who are not aware about Dhruv, so let me give you a introduction about Dhruv. So there is a batch which is running over here, so which is called as Full Stack Automation Bootcamp. Yeah, and basically this batch is all about N8N. Every topic, every module is all about N8N. And yeah, so he's taking this entire batch. It's basically his batch, right? I have not taken any classes in his batch, so I was not assigned to this. So he's taking all of these classes and he's talking about lot of automation. I mean, like some of you must be joining this his class, right? His lecture. And even in our classes, so next week we have to talk about a N8N. So I was thinking of calling him for just for N8N lecture. Obviously, it's my syllabus, it's my batch, so obviously I have to discuss everything. But yeah, so maybe Dhruv can discuss this N8N automation, and then I'll start from a next topic, autogen topic, right? So maybe I'll just check with Dhruv. I have not checked yet. I was thinking about it. So I'll go and I'll try to check with Dhruv if Dhruv is available in this slot. So maybe he can come on Saturday, Sunday, and he can talk about this entire N8N things in your classes. And then next to next class, obviously it will be me. Yeah. So let's see. I'll try to check. I have not checked. If Dhruv is not available, then obviously it will be me without any option. But yeah, so if he is available, so maybe I can invite him to take this class just for 2 days, just 2 lectures on N8N, so that he can talk about a lot of scenario. Because in that other batch, he has already discussed about a lot of like a different scenario, a lot of project he's talking about, right? So many things, because that batch is all about like N8N. I don't have OpenAI key. Can I add good? Yeah, you can use Uri API key. In ServiceNow, ticket are automatically assigned to an appropriate team or individual based on the predefined node. Could you please provide a real-time example of how this works? Basically, see, these are the legacy system, or some of the system even they have adopted a agentic approach. So previously what happens if you are going to purchase this service now, right? Basically for your organization. And let's suppose you are trying to configure it, or maybe their support team is helping you out in terms of configure it. So they have already given you a board, so where you can try to define rules, if else kind of a things, and then you can try to define a different team, their like endpoints, technically their email ID, phone number, all of these things you can try to define over there. And based on this set rule, right? Based on this set rule, so basically ticket will flow from one place to another places, right? And all of these things are already available in mostly all the legacy software that we are using, and not just from today, even like 5 year 10 year back. So these things was there, but things comes on a efficiency side, things comes on a automation side, right? So these system were able to achieve an automation, there is no doubt about it. But yeah, so you can try to like achieve a super automation because it's a rule based, right? So obviously rule based will not be able to understand everything the way LLM will be able to understand, right? So LLM is having something like somewhat like a human kind of a capability, so where it can understand the language, terms, tones, everything. So this is where you can try to like replace those rule based system with the agentic system, which nowadays everyone is doing it. I have a doubt how to connect Clouded to MCP project. So maybe you can look into my previous MCP class. So where I have already connected Clouded with a custom MCP. In your GenAI 1.0 itself, I have connected. So I have shown you that example. You can refer that. Okay, fine everyone. So with that, thank you so much. If we don't have any kind of a question, so let's resume next week. And next week, like I said, so I'll try to check with Dhruv. So if Dhruv is available, so he will be taking just 2 lectures, not more than that. And if he's not available, then obviously I'll be taking the lecture on NA10. So with that, thank you so much. Take care. See you again. Bye-bye.